Anime should not be made in America. You see, America is a part of a land called reality. However, anime is made in a mysterious land called Insanitaria, where people drink LSD, snort batshit, and has a tentacles-based economy. And their main export lies in their deepest minds, and is dug up by angsty androgynous teenagers. And deep in these minds lies the mysterious substance called anime. A highly addictive substance, most sought after by antisocial shut-ins who like to refer to themselves as otakus. I'm not a fan of the term personally, it sounds like the name of a mixed Irish-Mexican family. There are many who try to imitate this substance, however, they never quite seem to grasp the subtleties. Which brings us swiftly to the topic of today, X-Blades. Or, to put it in other terms, a game that just can't be sure what it's trying to rip off more. So to help keep track, I'm going to keep a little counter on the side here. See that? Excellent. Let's start with the main protagonist, Kratos. Ayumi. But then again, there is really no difference. They're both the same meat-headed douche with big tits and a nice ass. Anyway, first impressions weren't great. Opening cutscene starts with the perfect angle of her ass. So we start as we mean to go on. No, seriously, every camera angle is set to draw the eye to the thong that's hanging so low, I'm not sure if it's just a piece of forgotten toilet paper. But anyway, opening cutscene shows her very first sentence of spoken dialogue, which is definitely worth noting, because it sounds like it was delivered by a freshly lobotomized Kardashian. And it was thus. I already have a large fortune, but I can never refuse a good treasure hunt. Oh, hello Nathan Drake. Didn't recognize you behind that humongous cleavage, but no, that is you. Only difference is that you're killing generic anime monstrosities instead of black people. This would have been a masterful segue into the gameplay. However, when you're surgically removing someone's face cancer, you start with the benign moles, before going for the massive malignant tumor, I think. Point being, I'll get to it later. So after the token tutorial tasks took their turn, the driving plot device took effect. After pissing off a jackal guardian god thingy, Ayumi's body is infiltrated by... I'm going to have to rephrase that, aren't I? Her body is corrupted by a dark power that turns her skin purple when she gets Naki. However, this never affects combat. The opportunity for dual gameplay was standing on the table slapping its bum. Wait, I thought I was going to wait a bit before talking about the gameplay. Oh wait, I can't. I didn't actually finish the game. Oh shit! Dropped a bomb there! Guess I just dropped my reviewer grade quicker than a toddler with a permanced sea urchin. Well, you know what? I don't give a fuck. This game can go suck a fat one. I hit the wall when I came across a spidery type boss that unavoidably drains your health when you get too close to it, like a mosquito with a fire hose, and it deploys flying drones that not only block your ranged attacks, but it throws them back at you. In technical terms, this is described as obtuse difficulty rating. However, in even more technical terms, this is described as a cunt move, bruv. Guess I should talk in depth about the actual combat. Think Devil May Cry, but not as fun, imaginative, or intuitive. The main weapons are a pair of gun blades. You press one button to melee. That's right, only one attack, because who needs variety? You press another button to fire bullets that are about as effective as shooting frog spawn. Again, a Devil May Cry thing. And you press a whole bunch of other buttons to fire off spells that are unlocked gradually. And I do mean gradually. If they were any more gradual, they'd be overtaken at the Glacier Marathon. So you have three kinds of attacks. The traditional throwy ones, the temporary upgrade, transformy but still intrinsically the same ones, and the area of effect ones that kill everything in one shot, so you will only ever use them. However, you will be surprised to hear that this game actually does have a unique selling point. You see, instead of having a traditional stamina bar, you have what is called your rage bar, which I like to refer to as my menstruation bar. You see, when you melee enemies, your menstruation builds up, and once it's built up enough, you can release that in devastating acts of menstrual rage. However, In this game's dalliance to be unique, it has revealed its most fatal flaw. You see, in order for this system to work effectively, in boss fights particularly, it has to infinitely spawn enemies. Let me make this clear. In order for it to actually function, the game has to break the number 1 cardinal sin of gaming. Number 2 being escort quests, and number 3 being quick time events. There's a few more things I'm going to mention, so try to keep up. The soundtrack sounds like a xenomorph getting tased in the balls, and is about as pleasant to experience as Mr. Xenomorph's response to such actions. The level designs are about as confusing as an Italian street directory. I accidentally ended up backtracking through 3 separate areas before I actually noticed. The dodge roll is completely useless. However, there is a teleport ability that actually works rather effectively. However, there's one section where you need to avoid falling death traps, and even though teleporting past them seems totally feasible, I still got my brain scattered 6 ways to Narnia, even though the death trap had completely passed me by. I will gladly give $10 to the physicist who can teach me how the fuck that works. Speaking of teaching, it's lesson time, people! Lesson 1. Use a bit of common sense, for fuck's sake! Menstruation-based combat may have sounded pretty good on paper, but so did the Treaty of Versailles. I mightn't have gotten as angry if the game just used a decent fucking stamina bar. And no, that wouldn't have counted as ripping anything off, because it's a tried and tested structure of gameplay. It would have been like berating a movie because, oh my god, it's got humans in it, fucking drop! Lesson 2. If you're gonna rip something off, do it at least half decently. I'm the kind of person who doesn't care if something's a reboot, remaster, or rip-off, as long as it's actually fucking good. If you are going to steal someone's idea, the very least you can do is improve upon the original concept. And really, the only way you could improve upon the original concept of this game would be to make it dig its own shallow grave.